Good evening. We want to get right to breaking news in Gresham, where there's been a shooting. Police tell us it happened around 3 this afternoon near a shopping plaza off of Northwest Fairview Drive in Burnside. We're working to gather more information, but there is a large police presence at the scene. We have a crew on scene trying to learn more about what happened there. Stay with KGW for the latest breaking news updates.
There's no way you can make me believe that that man killed himself at all. I believe he was murdered, and I believe he was thrown in that river.
A man who went missing while traveling through Portland has been found dead. Now his family is pleading with the public to share information on what happened in the hours before his passing. Our Sydney Dorner has the story.
I'm here at the Steel Bridge off Willamette River, where 35-year-old Daniel Ray's body was found on May 19th. His family says they haven't heard from him since November and have spent the past 7 months praying he was alive.
Anywhere he go, he called me. He notified me. That what hurt. I know my child.
Jerry Ray says her son Daniel was always in contact with his family back in Texas and New Orleans. She last spoke to him on October 31st before he got on a Greyhound bus in Spokane, Washington, headed towards Texas. On November 2nd, he had stopped in Portland and was arrested after getting into an altercation at a Subway. After he was released the same day, Daniel's family never heard from him again. His younger brother, Willie, says they didn't receive much help from Portland police when they tried to report him missing.
From November to January, February, December, nothing. It was just terrible. That felt like no help. And we just was hoping that he may call. Just hoping that it would turn different.
Daniel was traveling to Texas for his 2-year-old daughter's birthday. The mother of his child, Destiny Bogans, says he would FaceTime his daughter nonstop.
Definitely hard. I'm definitely going to miss him, and I'm definitely going to miss the father he was to his child.
The family says Daniel's cause of death is still being determined. Destiny said Daniel was a strong swimmer and would never take his own life.
There's no way you can make me believe that that man killed himself at all. I believe he was murdered, and I believe he was thrown in that river.
With very few clues, the family isn't exactly sure when Daniel died, but they're hoping someone knows something that can give them answers. Sydney Dorner, KGW News.
Well, turning now to weather, taking a look out over the Rose City from our Wells Fargo Skycam. It's been a cool Saturday with a few raindrops across the area. Let's bring in meteorologist Joe Ranieri now. And Joe, what's the rest of the evening looking like for folks going out tonight?
John, it's going to be mainly dry, overcast skies. And as we get into the later part of the holiday weekend, things will gradually get nicer. But we are seeing a little bit more of the sunshine along the central Oregon coast. Over in Lincoln City right now, temperature of 62 degrees. A lot of people enjoying the long holiday weekend. And it's going to be mostly cloudy, but comfortable tomorrow, at least to start things off. Late in the afternoon, those clouds will lift here in the metro area. You travel into wine country, into the central and southern part of the Willamette Valley, you're going to be seeing more of the sunshine basically from beginning to end tomorrow. Memorial Day is going to be sunny and warm. I call it sunny and warm, but we're still going to have some high clouds to contend with. Last week of May, though, cooler and rainy, and we'll start to see those rain showers move in right around Tuesday, late morning, early part of the afternoon. But this is what we're picking up right now on the radar. Just a few light snow showers have been moving in over the Oregon Cascades. No accumulation, mainly dry, although we've been seeing some light drizzle and sprinkles here throughout the early part of the morning and the afternoon. Here's a live look now out in the Dalles from our Oregon Veterans Home. Temperature of 61 degrees at this hour. And coming up in my detailed forecast, I do have a look at the early part of June. Granted, it's one day of June that is going to be a little bit sunny and warmer. I'll talk more about just how warm things will get heading into June in the next few minutes.
Okay, we'll see you later in the show, Joe. We continue to follow the status of the Portland State Chief of Police following a clash with a group of protesters Thursday evening. The university tells us Chief Willie Halliburton remains under medical supervision as of 11 this morning. This comes after campus police and PPB were called to remove 2 people who had chained themselves to a building on campus. As police attempted to remove the protesters, they say the crowd became hostile and surrounded the officers. Court documents say Chief Halliburton was kicked in the leg and the stomach. PPB Chief Bob Day says protesters refused to move when they tried to take Halliburton to the hospital. He went on to say, quote, "The actions of those who engaged in criminal conduct last night were not an appropriate response, unnecessarily escalated the situation, and could have had life-threatening consequences for Chief Halliburton." Of the 7 arrested Thursday, 3 are current PSU students. At least 2 of the 7 were charged with assaulting or attempting to assault an officer. Ann Cudd, the president of the university, released a message earlier on Friday. She said what happened Thursday cannot continue and is not a campus atmosphere that can sustain any of us at Portland State. New tonight, Portland police are investigating an armed carjacking that left 1 person hurt. PPB tells us it happened around 4:30 this morning near Southeast 42nd in Woodstock. A man told police he was sleeping in a car that wasn't his when he was approached by a suspect who shot through the window. The man was hit by the shrapnel and the suspect then took the car. No one has been arrested at this point. After a 3-week trial, the man charged in the death of a Vancouver police officer was found guilty of first-degree murder. While Julio Segura did not fire the fatal shot, a Clark County jury came to the conclusion that he was responsible for the murder of off-duty officer Donald Sahota. Segura was on the run from a carjacking and robbery when he came upon Sahota's home in Battleground. The two got into a fight and Segura stabbed Sahota and then ran into the house. That's when a Clark County sheriff's deputy mistakenly shot and killed Officer Sahota. Prosecutors declined to press charges against that deputy. Sahota's wife testified early on in the trial.
He was very aggressive about needing to come into the house. And I remember hearing Dawn say, "You can't come in, but I can help you."
Besides first-degree murder, the jury also found Segura guilty of second-degree murder, robbery, possession of a stolen vehicle, and attempting to elude police. We're following up on a mystery along the coast. What appears to be an oily substance is killing birds in both Oregon and Washington. So-called tar patties have also been found on beaches all the way to Lincoln City. The Oregon Department of Environmental Quality says the patties can be as big as a sand dollar. Tar balls and oiled birds have been reported since last week. At least 10 birds have been sickened and 4 have died. 4 of those birds were taken to the Wildlife Center of the North Coast.
So the main thing we're seeing, all of our birds have come in emaciated. I'm not sure what came first, the emaciation or the oil, but regardless, they're preening, so they're consuming the oil that's on their feathers.
Officials are racing to figure out what the mystery substance is and where it came from. Samples have been sent to a lab. NOAA is looking at satellite images, and the Coast Guard says until they can figure out exactly what the substance is, people should steer clear. If you spot birds in need, reach out to wildlife experts at 800-22-BIRDS. You have the opportunity to influence the future of one of Portland's oldest performing arts centers. We have the last of 3 proposals submitted to City Council ahead of their discussion over the Keller Auditorium. 2 of the 3 call for a brand new center, while the other would see the auditorium get a huge redevelopment. The public discussion takes place on Wednesday. A U.S. Senator from Oregon took the time to recognize a specific group of local veterans, past and present, ahead of Memorial Day. Today, Senator Ron Wyden held a conference at the 911 building in downtown Portland, alongside Oregon City veteran Gary Hagan and other former service members. They were part of what's known as Army dust-off crews. They would fly into combat zones to pick up injured soldiers.
Before I was 19, I was shot down once. And several months later, I was involved in a helicopter crash while hoisting a patient out of the dense jungle. But having been rescued twice by dust-off myself, I too am aware of the immense gratitude of having these crews perform their mission.
Dust-off was the radio call sign for these specific helicopters. Senator Wyden is pushing legislation that would award a congressional gold medal to every dust-off crew member in recognition of their service.